Hello, welcome back. Today's video is actually going to be a two-parter. This is the first half of my top 10 favorite Disney films. So hope you enjoy it and come back for the part 2 later in the week.
Starting off our list at number 10 is The Fox and the Hound. This film about an unlikely duo becoming the best of friends has been breaking our hearts since its release back on July 10th, 1981. Did you know this was the last animated feature to have The End Walt Disney Productions, as with all other Disney animated films after Alice in Wonderland in 1951. But the following film, Fox and the Hound, which was also directed by Richard Rich and Ted Berman, was the first to have closing credits. This film's timeless message of being true to yourself and to follow your heart will live on forever, and if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth checking out on Disney+. Make sure you have some tissues. On our list at number 9 is The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Based off of the book by A.A. Milne, released on October 14, 1926, 3 years before the Great Depression in America. But by the mid-1970s, the book won the Lewis Carroll Shelf Award, which is an award that measures if a book is equally as important and impactful as Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. The film, directed by John Lounsberg, Wolfgang Reitherman, and Ben Sharpstein, was released on March 11, 1977. Did you know the character of Gopher isn't in the books, but was used to replace the original character who acted as A.A. Milne, Piglet? Piglet would eventually return to Pooh's second featurette, Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day, which came out on December 20, 1968. For nearly 100 years, the characters of the 100-Acre Wood will always be there waiting for us to return, again and again. On our list at number 8 is The Parent Trap from 1961. This Disney classic was one of the earliest Disney films I can recall watching with my mom at a very young age. The Parent Trap was one of the first films to really open my eyes to movie magic. The scenes with Hayley Mills, acting with herself, always blew my mind as a kid. I also secretly hoped that one day, I too at Scout Camp may meet my long-lost twin. Did you know the original screenplay only called for a few trick photography shots, and the bulk of the movie was to be shot and rely on body doubles, until the director, David Swift, saw how good the processed shots looked, that he reworked the screenplay to feature more of the effect. Since June 21, 1961, this classic has been making us laugh and fall in love with it again and again. If in need of a great family classic, look no further. Coming in on our list at number 7 is The Incredibles. This super stuffed, action-packed film, directed by Brad Bird, hit screens back on November 5, 2004. Though the film features ex-superheroes and their struggles to adapt to normal everyday life and to not be super. It is a film about what it's like to be human and dealing with the pitfalls of life and society through strength, resilience, and most importantly, unity. But don't think this film is lacking in the laugh department, as there's an onslaught of jokes and gags throughout the whole movie, giving it comic-like wit and Disney charm. But did you know that Jason Lee, the voice of Syndrome, recorded his lines in just 4 days, where Craig T. Nelson, the voice of Bob, or Mr. Incredible, did it over a span of 2 years? We would finally get a sequel to the film nearly 14 years later, when Incredibles 2 burst onto the screen, July 15, 2018. If you haven't seen the film yet, you're absolutely missing out, and if you have, it still makes for an incredible time. On our list at number 6 is The Lion King. This classic animated take on Shakespeare's Macbeth hit the screens on June 24, 1994. Directed by Roger Ehlers and Rob Minkoff, The Lion King went on to win 2 Oscars, one for Best Original Score by Hans Zimmer, and one for Best Original Song, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, by Elton John and Tim Rice. It would also go on to inspire the Broadway musical by the same name, which would win a Tony for Best Choreography, one for Best Costume Design, one for Best Direction of a Musical, one for Best Lighting Design, one for Best Scenic Design, and, most importantly, Best Musical in 1998. This classic will live on forever and will impact billions of lives. In our list at number 5 is Swiss Family Robinson, which hit the screen on December 21, 1960. featuring the Robinson clan and their desire to flee from the beginning of the Napoleon reign. Their boat wrecks and they end up on an island where they build the coolest treehouse ever. I mean, those ones on TV are cool, but none of them have organs. This movie went on to make $40 million in the box office. But did you know George Lucas is such a huge fan of the film that he named Anakin Skywalker after director Ken Anakin? If you haven't seen this Disney classic, you're in for a fun-filled and wild suspenseful ride through the West Indies.
Hope you enjoyed that. Please come back for part 2, and let me know what you think in the comments down below.